Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor, and welcome to 10 Commandments for This One's Wife. You heard the premise of how one individual is now able to compel this one's wife, and she must obey the 10 Commandments. And I'm going to confer the power of commandment on my guest, who today is Andy of Tarot by Andy. Welcome, Andy.
Hi, good to be back. Thank you for having me.
Not at all. Pleasure to have you here. Now, you are granted the power of commandment with regard to this one's wife. You have the power to compel. You have the power to injunct. You have the power to improve or restrain. We're going to find out how you will wield the power of commandment over this one's wife. So let us get down to business, Andy, and give me your first commandment for this one's wife.
Thou shalt not falsify multiple ethnicities.
Okay, so this is obviously off the back of her claiming to be Maltese, claiming to be Nigerian, claiming to be an extensive person of color, and so forth. You're going to stop her from using multiple ethnicities moving forward. So, what do you expect her to say that she is?
I know that she she likes to do character acquisition, as we know. So I think that she will do it wherever she's located.
Okay, but then that's going to fall foul of the commandment, isn't it? Because she's going to go down the multiple. So she's going to have to stick to one. So presumably she'll say that she's American.
Most likely, yeah. She identifies as American, absolutely, and California at that. I don't think she wants to veer away from California. You know, I'm a California girl, so I understand their loyalty to it. They have a very difficult time pulling away from it, regardless of who they are. So, yeah.
Yeah. Last time I looked, I don't think California was an ethnicity, but no doubt
Well,
she'll still.
It's a strong identity that they don't like to let go of. Yeah.
Yes, I can understand that. So you're not going to allow her to claim to be from different places and be part this and part that. What is it about that causes particular offense for you?
The offense is it creates a trap for people, and they have to sacrifice themselves for her and for her mask. And as we know, narcissists actually by nature tend to be racist. So really, it's just to get subordination of other people. It may be obviously subconsciously created, but that's what she does to get people in her matrix.
Okay, so by your logic, all narcissists are racist, yes?
Yes, apparently that's what they say in their core. Yeah.
Okay, right. So you're going to include your glorious narrator in that, are you?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, right. So
I think the
you acknowledge that exception there.
Yeah.
I've said before that I don't have any prejudices. I just hate everybody equally. So
well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it right there. Yeah. Just hate everyone.
Yeah. I'm many things, but racist is not one of them. Okay, yeah. But you're right. There are certain narcissists that are racist, and of course, we've seen racist behavior by this one's wife. So she's going to be banned from taking on these multiple ethnicities. So she can't claim to be a sister of a nation or a daughter of a country or whatever. That seems understandable given the way that she's behaved in the past. What's your second commandment for her?
Second commandment. I didn't write them down exactly how I put them on the paperwork, but thou shalt not fabricate multiple pregnancies.
Okay. So you very much believe that she's faked the pregnancies, and so do you think that she's at risk of trying to fake another one? Do you not think she's done?
No, I think she's done because she's failed twice, because people won't let it go.
Okay. So in effect, you're issuing a commandment against her to say you can't fake any more pregnancies, but she's never going to try. So presumably, you're suggesting this commandment not so much as to stop her, but rather to highlight the fact that you believe that she's done it in the past. Okay. And in relation to the faking of the pregnancies that you maintain is the case, do you believe that's been done because of surrogacy, or do you believe that the children don't exist at all?
I believe it was initially done through surrogacy, but there was a failed relationships, possibly loss of the pregnancies, and so she continued to fake it that it actually occurred and happened. And I don't believe they're raising any children at all.
Okay, so you don't
So
think there are any children. Do you? So
correct, correct.
am I right in understanding from what you've just said that you thought that she was pregnant but then miscarried and
No, no,
then
no. That a surrogate was pregnant and miscarried.
understood? I see. And then when that ended, she still carried on the artifice of maintaining she's pregnant, but you don't think there are any children.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we don't think that she's going to go down the route of attempting to display a third pregnancy, whether real or fabricated. But either way, she's prohibited from doing so as a consequence of your second commandment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
what's your
It's created such chaos online. And here's, it's everybody wants to know, but she's not willing to let us truly know. There's so much Photoshop, there's so much fabrication, such horrific Photoshopping jobs. She's enjoying the confusion because, as we know, confusion equals control. And control
she
gives her more of a platform for negative fuel, which she loves negative fuel or positive fuel, as we know that.
she's never going to admit to it if she did do it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Agreed.
So do you think it will? Well, how do you see that she'll be uncovered in relation to this? I suppose on your hypothesis, if the children do not exist, then as they get older, nobody will see anything of them whatsoever.
Yes, yes. Well, that's the other point to make is a lot of people were assuming that she was holding out for a big magazine cover, like an Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt moment of showing, was it Shiloh or what, their firstborn, and then they did their twins. I really wholeheartedly thought she was really getting off on making people that waiting and anticipation. She was enjoying the toying with the public like a little puppet. We were little puppets to her. Whatever she was going, when is she going to do it? When is she going to do it? And that big payday in that moment of doing a Time magazine cover, like other celebrities have done, it never occurred. And damn well, being how much
Well,
she loved fuel and attention, she would have grabbed it. She would have done it. She would have taken millions of dollars for it, and she would have loved it.
I
Yet
see.
we never saw
So
that.
your hypothesis is she gets off on dangling the suggestion of, will I show you? Will I show you? And then she would have done it at some point because the reaction of everybody to that unveiling moment and the money would have been too great to resist. And so that's part of the reason that supports your hypothesis that there are no children, because if there were, she'd have done the big reveal at some point.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, she future faked everyone.
Would the contrary argument to that not be, couldn't do a big reveal because you'd already seen them? Because here's Archie sat on my lap in a rather full diaper, half dressed.
That's if you believe those images.
Yeah,
Borrowed children. A lot of people believe in, they used, in one Christmas photo, for instance, it looks like it was Eugenie's boy, not Archie, based on the skull structure of the head. The head skull structure is individual. I have a physician, female doctor out of Portugal that did a dissection of it, and she was explaining to me about the skulls and how they were different, and how that can't possibly be Archie. And then she matched it to Eugenie's son, and she told me, she goes, "This is Eugenie's son. This is not this, So people are dissecting it in ways that Meghan's not expecting.
Okay. That's the second commandment. What's your third?
The third, let's see. Thou shalt not, oh gosh, what did I say? Thou shalt, maybe you know it better than I, didn't write the whole thing. Thou shalt not be a Soho-ho and claim purity.
Okay, so you deem her to be a Soho ho. This is Soho House, while she holds herself out as being this pure individual. So you're going to put an end to the. How does she hold herself out as being a pure individual? What evidence have we seen of that?
She acts like she's some saintly guru of divine feminism for women. Basically, she puts out that energy that she's the like the Empress card in tarot, or the Queen of Cups, which is the loving, empathetic, helps people, emotionally available, loyalty. She's this empathic, building abundance for everyone, and she's this great influence, and she can beautify everyone's environment. You need me, the world needs me. That's how she wants to put herself out there.
Okay. Playing devil's advocate for a moment, Andy, could you not be someone who's got a voracious sexual appetite that regularly puts your ankles behind your ears and gets down and dirty, and still be a really pleasant and lovely person to other people?
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't necessarily mean someone's completely toxic. Now, as we know, especially in the 20s, those become the wild years. And that's pretty normal and expected. And there's nothing truly shameful about it. I think it's sort of a rite of passage. But at some point in time, people do start to settle down in marriage, do start to settle down. And by her age, she should be settling down. And she really hasn't done that.
Okay. So you're saying you can't be a hoe any longer.
You can't be a hoe your whole life.
Can't be a hoe your whole life, and being a hypocrite by putting it out there as if you're this holier than thou individual.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's number 3. What's number 4?
Thou shalt not lay with men, marry men, and claim love when it's the love of money.
So do you think that's what's really driven her to marry Harry?
Absolutely.
The love of money? Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, her mother did say, don't give the milk away for free.
Yeah. So where does this take her to, though, next? Because do you think that the marriage will end?
If it doesn't end, they're going to live in coupled misery, where it's just a marriage of we live separate lives. We're individuals, but we tolerate each other, and we do it for the facade. Just because everyone says we're going to divorce, therefore we're not going to. It would be strictly just to get even, in a way, to try and prove everyone wrong. But really, they're going to be the ones that end up suffering, because they would have done so much far better had they actually separated and gone their own way.
I see. Now, looking at your commandment, you're saying to her she can't lay with a man and pretend that it's love, because it's actually the love of money that she has. So presumably, if she stays with Harry, she will then have to say to him, I'm actually only with you because I love your money.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think he'll react to that? Do you think he'll have a cry?
Oh, yeah, I think he would have a good cry, but I think his pride and his arrested development and his need to be parentified by a female, he will feel it's just it's a way to live, and he needs her as a mommy. He needs a mommy. Based on his, his feelings from losing his mother. So that abandonment wound will keep going, and she's going to keep reminding him of his abandonment wound, and she's going to always play the mother card when necessary. She's going to breadcrumb it to him, then she'll pull back, she'll be nasty, then she'll breadcrumb again, the mommy. So this is going to keep that trauma bond going, as we know that's how they do it.
Okay, so should she remain with Harry, she's going to have to basically admit, as per your commandment, that she's only with him for the money. And if the relationship ends, then thereafter, anybody else that she gets with, she'll have to say, I'm only with you for your money. It's not for love.
Yeah.
Okay, which may well stop her finding someone else, but that remains to be seen. Okay, so that's the 4th one. What's the 5th one?
Fifth one. It was about beauty, and it's about thou shalt not claim a great beauty when it was bought and paid for.
Okay.
Basically, in a nutshell.
Yeah. So she holds herself out as being beautiful. Prior to her having what we can see have been evident influence of cosmetic surgery, she's evidently had some dentistry done, which many people do, of course, as they do with cosmetic surgery. But it's clear that there's been some work done on her nose. There's been some work done on her jaw, possibly on the chin. And do you think cheekbones as well? Do you think prior to having all of this work done, she was attractive?
When she was younger, yes, I thought she was attractive. I didn't see anything wrong with her, to be honest. I don't hate
Okay.
on her.
Yeah.
I actually don't. The thing is, which is surprising, I put this in here. I really don't go there or touch on her looks. I don't attack her in that way. I'm
Mhm.
not against plastic surgery. I think if someone wants to do it, go for it. I've actually had it done myself. I did a podcast out of Washington of talking about breast implants and breast implant illness, and it
Mhm.
was a long hour spread. So I have publicly already discussed it and have been a voice against breast implants. So I'm not, so I'm not a judge of that. But the thing why I said that was because she guides her sugars into saying that she's a quote, quote, heart attack beauty. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and she's trying to put that out there. I know it's because she's insecure over Catherine's beauty and how she's constantly looked up in that manner. So that's that competition and her trying to fight back. I understand why she's trying to fight back because obviously narcissists are very, very competitive and they must win. So that's just another angle of the narcissism and her need to beat out Catherine in another area or put out the projection and the image that I am heart attack beauty. And hopefully it catches on and people will start to believe it. If they hear it enough, they will believe it.
Do you think with the work that she has had done, do you think she's beautiful now?
I don't think she's unattractive. No, I don't think she's
Okay. Yeah.
drop dead gorgeous, but I think she's pretty lady. I think she's a pretty lady.
Okay.
My only thing that I don't think is pretty, in all honesty, is her skin. I'm a skin junkie. I was an esthetician. I worked in the skincare industry. So that would be for me being a skincare, I'm absolutely anal when it comes to skincare. And for me, I would be like, oh God, girl, let's get you some work on your skin because her skin to me is horrific. And that
Yeah.
is because she enjoys the sun. It's her lifestyle. And she's a sun worshiper, and it absolutely shows.
Okay. Given the fact that you don't have an issue with anybody having cosmetic surgery, and of course, in certain circumstances where somebody might have been burned or injured, etc., it makes perfect sense to have it. And then in other instances, people have it done because they may think that they've got a large nose and they want to alter that, so they make the choices. And of course, people have an opinion as to whether somebody's had some work done and it's enhanced them, or they've gone too far with it and they've ruined their looks and so forth. But given the fact that, yeah, you accept that people have cosmetic surgery and that's okay, and you recognize that she has, and you think that she's not unattractive, why is it you want her to admit that she's bought and paid for surgery when you accept that it's okay to have it?
Because she utilizes as a form of her competition. It's unfair competition.
So you would say you can admit that you look good, but just admit
Mhm,
that you've paid for it. You're not
mhm,
naturally that
mhm.
way.
Yeah, I'd
Okay.
say, hey, I've had work done. I love it. And what have you had done? Or so be it. You like it. Just be honest. Just say it. Some people will be okay and celebrate it, and some people will judge you and throw you down and hate you for it.
Yeah.
My opinion is a lot of people that get that way, it's because they wish they can have it and they can never afford it.
Uh-huh.
Let's be honest, most people are very critical, especially as they age and they look in the mirror and what's looking back at them doesn't feel like them. Not only that, but look at Korea, look at Japan. They're very much into it, and the reason being is because in Japan, once you hit 50, they're going to take you from the main floor in the business and put you off to the side. They understand the perceptions of what people say about beauty. When people age, they're judged in a very critical fashion. Wrinkles, sags, and all of that is viewed quite harshly. They will misjudge your emotions based on facial wrinkling and sagging alone, like you're grouchy, you're unhappy, you got the downward dog of the corners of the mouth. Oh, what are you miserable about today? Why are you so tired? You didn't get any sleep last night. You're kind of in a bad mood today. Those are the kinds of things that is perceived by other people. I have done some studies into that, so I'm not talking just out of my mouth about nothing. And that's why Korea and Japan are so heavily into it, is the perceptions. And not only that, as you age, super elderly people are also not only viewed that, but they're also viewed as being unhealthy. And get this is the big whopper: poverty. They will view you as poverty. So this is the very harsh commentary of the public. Not that it's true, but it's just a perception. So this is why a lot of people utilize it. It's not strictly out of vanity or body dysmorphia. A lot of times it's to maintain a career, because maybe their career hit the skids at one point in time and now they have to be out there. They have to work. They got to work longer than the age of 62 and they don't want to get bumped by the corporation. So there's a lot of reasons behind it, but people tend to look at things from the surface and they don't get deeper into the psychological reasonings. Not only that, it could do far more for a person than going to years of therapy by just having one surgery.
And that was a party political broadcast on behalf of the Anti-Aging Discrimination Party and their chairperson, Andi. Thank you.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Sixth commandment, please.
Sixth commandment. Let's see. It's about her feet and hands. Gosh, I can't believe I didn't write down the whole thing. I took down some other notes I was going to say, and I just said feet and hands. Thou shalt not. God, maybe you have it written down. It's about her feet and hands. Thou shalt not. God, I don't remember.
You mentioned that she shouldn't claim that her legs go on for days when her feet and her hands are the focus.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
Okay. So she's maintained that she's got great legs, which naturally goes through the distortion field of her narcissism, because on an objective view, they're not horrendous, but they're not particularly attractive. They often get called as chicken legs. But she's maintained she's got great legs and that they go on forever. Clearly they don't. But you say the feet and the hands are the focus. What do you mean by that?
Well, she claws at everybody. What I mean by that is, I know this is going to get a little controversial, and I could be totally stretching things, and maybe I'm completely wrong. So I'm not saying I'm completely right here. But I know Lady C has mentioned that she thinks that Meghan is like her, which is the androgen insensitivity, which is they lack a uterus, fallopian tubes. They have these undescended testes that sits in the abdominal wall. And then usually surgery is removed after the age of 15 to prevent malignancies of it. And she could have been, her hysterectomy could have been a removal of gonads in the abdominal wall. I might be wrong. I don't know. But I know Lady C has hinted that she thought that Meghan was like her. Not all of them have extra large hands and feet, but it's not uncommon. That is one indicator right there, that the limbs do not match the rest of the body.
I see. And because of that mismatch, you say to her, you can't keep banging on about how good your legs are.
Yes.
Okay, well.
That was just part of my fun one to put in there instead of being so overly serious, to be quite honest, but it's gotten more serious.
Okay, well, that makes sense as to why you put that in there. What's the next one, please?
The next one. Okay, thou shalt not claim talents that are the talents of other people and claiming as her own, basically, in a nutshell. Yeah.
So you want to prohibit her from character trait acquisition, taking the abilities of other people and passing them off as her own, which we see her do, regularly. We saw it with the much repeated, I wrote to Procter & Gamble when I was 11 years old, when it was a class project, and I crawled out of the backwards through a car when that was a Catherine Zeta-Jones advertisement. There's been the Korean noodle drama as well, which I understand came from a cartoon. So you want to clamp down on those porky pies that come from her basically pinching the experiences and talents of others. So you want to switch off her character trait acquisition.
Yeah, she also mimicked and took her boyfriend before Harry, Corey, his pasta sauce recipe, and went on the Matt Lauer morning show with that, claiming it to be her recipe.
Okay, yeah. So another instance of a lack of boundary recognition and character trait acquisition. What is it about that irritates you so much in relation to her?
I guess because it's been done to me, or I've heard. I get it in my personal life, but it's not. it'll be usually, I'm not going to say who, but where I recommend, because I'm really into supplements and vitamins, where I've recommended things, and then later on, like a year later, I'll hear the person have a conversation with them, and then they'll claim that they told me about it. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm the one who told you. No, you didn't tell me. So I've been personally affected where it absolutely irritates the hell out of me.
Okay, well that's fair enough. It's a personal instance, so that's understandable why it would resonate with you.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on to your next one.
Can you read it? Because I don't think I have it written down. Oh, I don't know what I did.
Well, you stated that one of them would be that she would not manipulate and claw at others.
Yes.
And claim divine feminism leadership.
Yes. Yeah.
So
that's that whole irritation of Saint Meghan Markle. I'm really sick and tired of her playing saintly. This is why I guess I have to say, I did tell my husband when I did all these, I said, it seems like I'm painting her to be a complete whore.
Well,
but it's back to, it's okay in your 20s, but after that you should grow out of it.
Yeah. Well, I can understand, because people do find her incessant pawing and grabbing and gripping
that's her insecurity.
people annoying.
It's insecurity. It creates the other person that I need you, so they feel needed, but really it's just future faking that she actually needs them when she really wants to throw them down.
It's actually just controlling them. It's actually just controlling them physically. By saying, I'm here, so a little nudge in the back, so turn your attention to me, or I'm going to steer you over there, or I'm going to maneuver you out of the way. So she's just physically asserting control, which I suppose you could interpret it as insecurity. She certainly doesn't think of it that way. Naturally, she thinks of herself as this empowered feminist that's conquering the earth, whereas her behavior doesn't match up to that. Okay, so you want to put you don't like the hypocrisy of that behavior, and you want to just generally put an end to her clawing away at people and gripping them, because it sticks in your craw. Okay, we have 2 left.
Okay, I can't believe I didn't write these down. What is it? What's the next one?
I'll help you out then. Your next one was, you prohibited her from grifting off others when living a life of luxury.
Yeah. That would
doesn't the grifting give her the life of luxury? I mean, has she really earned that independently? I don't think she has.
No, she grifts off everybody. It's back to like some of the biggest sociopaths and narcissists. Well, one female sociopath friend I had, they grift off everything. It's like it's taking other people's talents too, like what gifts they have. It goes back, it's getting people's servitude in a lot of ways. Like, oh, you're going to be my driver, you're going to take care of my legal issues, you're going to take care of my I can't cook, can you come cook me? Whatever other people have, they want to take it because it wants to make their life go better. They're really quite children inside, and they need other people surrounding them, catering to them so that they can have the quality life that they deem that's appropriate and deserving to them. All that clawing, all that appropriation of other people, all of that is to build themselves up, as we know. They want to be the king of the castle, but they don't want any responsibilities like a toddler.
So you want to stop her grifting. You want to stop her getting the maximum for very little. All right. And the final commandment, do you need me to help you out with that one?
Yes.
Okay. Your final one was that she should not wear blood jewelry or jewelry from another man that not your husband. So what are we talking about there?
The blood jewelry was given to her after she married Harry. They're earrings that she's worn a couple of times. Plus she wears Trevor's bracelet that he gave her. That is a designer bracelet, and she wears it all the time. And we know that's to dehumanize and demean Harry, and that's why that's done. And it's also to maintain an emotional connection, virtue signaling to the ex-partner. It makes her feel like she still owes them, or she's still connected to them. As we know, they don't let people go. Right?
So you want to stop her wearing the blood earrings.
Yes.
Presumably that's because you've got a moral objection to their provenance.
That's moral. Yeah, that's more of the that's the real kicker one right there. Yeah. The fact that she pretends to be so saintly and you know, this giving, loving, wants to save the world energy, then she wears blood earrings. Wow, what a contrast.
So that goes to the hypocrisy again.
Yes.
And the triangulation with is it the Cartier love bracelet that she wears that was bought for her by Trevor Engels, and she triangulates Harry with that by saying, look, I wear a gift from my ex-husband. Well, what if Harry's all right about that? What if Harry thinks, hey, you know, you had a life before me, I get it.
I suppose that's all doable too, but she's on the world stage, so it's probably more inappropriate, especially being a royal.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a royal. Yeah.
Yep.
I expect, you know, I don't care if it's someone in their personal life, they're nobody, they're just like everybody. But when you're on the world stage and you're in royal, I mean, you really got to go by a different playbook.
So even though Harry might say it doesn't really bother me because, you know, it's a nice bracelet, she wanted to wear it, she asked me if she could, and I said, yeah, it's fine. You think that still doesn't send out a very good signal, because lots of people see her regularly and say, why on earth are you wearing, because they're not privy to any conversation that they may have had, to think, okay, he might be all right with it, but you should have thought about what signal does that send to the world that you're still carrying on wearing something bought for you by your ex-husband. So you want to stop her wearing that.
Yeah.
Now, all of your commandments were telling her not to do things. They were all prohibitive. Any particular reason for that?
They're all what? I got a little glitch there.
They're all prohibitive.
Yes. Yeah, they are. I guess I want to stop her.
Yeah. So rather than, so there wasn't an emphasis on improvement by her, no, you just, it's almost a case of, these are all of the things that you do that irritate me and annoy me in some way, and I want you to stop it. Would that be fair summary?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's don't do this and don't do that and don't. Yes.
Well, she's been given a good telling to, as she's got 10 things that she can no longer do. So there we have it, valuable viewers. 10 commandments for this one's wife, telling her repeatedly that she can't do certain things. What do you think of those commandments? Do they accord with what you would want? Or do you think Andi should have gone further? Has Andi managed to scratch your itch, picking up on things that you would like to see dealt with? Or would there be more? Well, you can let Andi and myself know in the comments section by providing your observations about what Andi has said, and perhaps your own commandments that you would like also. I'm HG Tudor. It simply remains for me to thank Andi for joining me today and sharing her commandments with me. Thank you, Andi.
Thank you so much once again for having me. I appreciate it.
You're most welcome. And thank you to all of you for listening.